So Pam, you and other OPA members are obviously talking to CMOs all the time. What are the three biggest mistakes you saw CMOs make in 2009, or mistakes you think they'll make in 2010 if they don't change strategies?
Well, I mean, I think that overall, whether it was a CMO or really all of us in the marketplace have been under significant pressure based on the macroeconomic environment we've been living through. And so if I think about the challenges that the CMO has faced over the last 18 months, I think it has required them, based on really what they're hearing from the CEO, the need to move closer to the cash register. It's very natural in this economic environment for this to take place. And I think, therefore, there was this shift of obviously much more of a focus on what I would consider to be direct metrics, which, again, is very appropriate if you're looking to execute experiences that are much more tied to direct. And I think that it came at the expense potentially of the opportunity to really leverage online to accomplish their branding goals. So I think that as we look out into 2010, I think that there is a significant opportunity for the marketer to leverage the platform for branding. We know not only the amount of time people are spending, but more importantly, their engagement with the platform provides a great opportunity. So I think that that's one of the areas that I think that there's an opportunity. I also think that, as we talked about on the panel earlier in the week, we find also that we need to be more thoughtful about the metrics we're then applying to that experience. So as I talked about before, the click is a great metric to capture a direct experience. But when we think about branding, the opportunity is to look at key behaviors. So we've done a bunch of research around this. We partnered with ComScore, and what we did was we looked at consumer that was exposed to an ad. We built in latency, so we looked at their experiences a month after, and we looked at those that had been exposed to an ad versus not exposed, and what their behaviors were in terms of searching on a brand as well as visiting a brand's website that they had been exposed to. And the numbers were quite significant. If we look at the click-through rates, we know on average they're about less than 1%. But in this case, we found that actually on average 20% of consumers actually went and searched on one of those brands, and 25% actually went and visited one of those brands' websites. So they typed in the URL. So I think that one of the areas that there's an opportunity for us to spend more thoughtful time is applying the right metrics. So I think that's the other thing that we certainly are hopeful for. I think the third thing really is not getting too caught up with the shiny object of the moment. I think it's only natural that we want to be able to be innovative and cutting edge, but we also need to be thoughtful. Are those the right channels for us to be leveraging based on what our target audience is, our marketing goals are? So I think that's the other thing in terms of how brand marketers are thinking about taking advantage of those types of opportunities.